The colossal fall of Fox News. That's what we'll be talking about on today's video. We're going to take a look at the ratings implosion of this once dominant media giant, how that implosion appears only to be just beginning, and how a new network society is rising up and changing the way we consume news forever. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you, ready to bring you our latest episode celebrating the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a regular part of this channel, where each and every day we focus on optimism and encouragement in the midst of all the defeatist fake news nonsense spewed out by our mainstream media. But first, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's the makers of this awesome motion detector ultra bright solar nightlight. You can install it anywhere because it's wireless, and you never need to worry about buying batteries because it's solar powered with a high powered battery storage pack. It's equipped with motion detectors. It becomes an entertainment light for the patio and the barbecue with the simple click of a button. And those motion detectors, they offer effective deterrents against burglars. And best of all, you don't have to spend a fortune for any of it. If you click on the link below right now, you'll save 52% off as well as free shipping. What could be better? So don't wait. Click on that link below or visit nightsolarlight.com and bring its light to the dark spaces in your home today. All right, let's dive right in here. The ratings for Fox News continue to implode. It really is beyond belief. I gotta say, the self-destruction of Fox News almost makes me want to believe that Epstein really did kill himself. I'm not quite there yet, but Fox's deliberate self-destruction, at least it's making me reconsider it. Seriously, the ratings implosion continues for the once reliably conservative network. According to ABC News, Fox's daytime viewership dropped 32% from the 2 weeks prior to Election Day to the 2 weeks after. This, according to the Nielsen ratings. Fox is now consistently behind CNN and MSNBC in their daytime viewership. Things are so bad for Fox that a petulant and crotchety embarrassment like Joe Scarborough's MSNBC show is actually beating Fox and Friends for the very first time in nearly 20 years. That's how bad it is. We are seeing basically the Biden equivalent of a morning show, an old, outdated Jurassic Joe, beating Fox and Friends in the ratings. That's how far Fox News has fallen. But this has just been par for the course since election night. Just a week or so after their embarrassingly biased coverage, Fox News experienced one of their worst rated weekends ever. Astonishingly, the Fox News channel came in a distant third place to CNN and MSNBC on the Saturday that they announced they coronated Joe Biden. Just to give you a sense again of how colossal the collapse was, in the days leading up to Tuesday's election, Fox News averaged more than double the viewership of CNN and MSNBC. According to USA Today, CNN topped the list of cable news outlets that Saturday they coronated Biden. CNN came in with a whopping 4.2 million viewers, followed by MSNBC with 3 million viewers, and trailing far behind was Fox with a measly 1.7 million viewers. Now, obviously, viewers have been in a revolt against Fox News and their radically irresponsible behavior during election night, at the heart of which was their impulsive call for Arizona going to Biden literally minutes after Arizona polls closed. Now, remember, in Texas, Biden got fewer counties than any other Democratic presidential candidate in history. Trump won Texas by 8 points. He won Florida by nearly 4 points. He won Ohio by 8 points. And yet Fox News sat on these three states for hours before they made a call. And yet a call was made in Arizona, which in many ways justified the swing states from stopping their counts, all of whom Trump was leading, only to pick up again once a massive dump of ballots showed up for Biden in the early morning hours. And a couple of days later, as if Fox News could possibly insult their viewers more, the utterly odious Chris Wallace compared Ted Cruz's support of President Trump to a Japanese soldier still fighting World War II. So if you haven't canceled your cable subscription to Fox, what the heck are you waiting for? You can effectively fire Chris Wallace by cutting cable. And so needless to say, that the backlash against the Fox News network has been swift and it has been explosive, now officially delivering Fox News with some of their worst ratings they have ever experienced. So Fox is clearly beginning to feel the retribution of the 73 million plus voters for Trump. Fox News shares recently fell 6% after speculation that Trump is going to launch his own conservative news channel precisely to take down Fox. Now, this is, of course, if Trump is unsuccessful in overturning the fraud-laden election results. But just the mere mention of the possibility of Trump in his barrage of tweets of starting a rival network to Fox was enough for Fox's shares to drop 6%. Can you imagine what the drop will be like when an actual channel is launched? I mean, Trump at some point is going to be finished with the presidency, so Fox's days appear numbered. Already as we speak, Newsmax has surpassed Fox Business as well as CNBC in their daytime ratings. Nielsen is reporting that Newsmax averaged 287,000 viewers per minute between the times of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. the day after the election. Fox News garnered only 281,000 viewers per minute. Newsmax also beat out Fox Business in prime time with 205,000 viewers as compared to 138,000. And the wider media world is taking notice. A recent article from the Poynter Institute for Media Studies is asking the question, should Fox News be worried about Trump supporters turning to Newsmax? And their answer is, as you would have guessed, yes. But the author of the article is a bit overly dismissive in his assessment. He thinks viewers are going to stick with Fox once the dust settles. Newsmax will only be drawing a small, in his words, cult-like following, which I think is extremely short-sighted for a writer for a supposed Media Studies Institute. And this is because I would think that a Media Studies Institute would be familiar with a series of colossal developments going on right now that are already changing the way we consume news media and information in such a way that will never, ever be the same. Now, before we get into that, we've got a special announcement for you. We are beginning our Black Friday discount specials early. We're beginning them today. So what that means is that anyone who buys Wednesday to Friday, if you buy $150 worth of store-wide discounts, you're going to get a free gift in your cart. You're going to absolutely love it. So if you click on that link below, you'll find that everything in our merch store, our t-shirts, our mugs, our hats, all kinds of gear, everything is discounted. And so it's a perfect time to stock up on your Christmas gifts for the Trump-loving conservatives in your life and maybe for yourself as well. And again, if you spend $150 or more, you're going to get a free gift sent to you. But I'm not telling you what that free gift is. You got to purchase the discounted merch to find out. You see, huh? So don't wait. You've literally got hours to take advantage of these crazy discounts and get your free gift. So click on the link below today and stock up on your discounted nationalist populist gear. You're going to absolutely love it. I'm going to do it too. All right. So what we have to understand in terms of what's going on here with the fall of Fox News and the rise of smaller outlets like Newsmax and One American News Network is that big news media as a whole is shrinking and imploding in its ratings. And what scholars are noticing with this is basically we're seeing the end of the big media. We're seeing the end of big media because we're seeing the end of what's called mass society. Mass society was the kind of industrialized society that developed at the end of the 19th century and flourished in the 20th century. So that's when we first started getting these colossal, centralized, bureaucratic institutions and structures around which the world basically revolves. So this is when life began to recalibrate around Washington, D.C., or eventually around Brussels and Europe. We began to recalibrate around Silicon Valley in terms of finance and the coastal gentry liberal cities, Sacramento to San Diego. And this is the world of big media, the world of, Rockefeller Center, the big CNN building in Atlanta. The problem here is that that society is basically dead and is being replaced by what scholars call the network society. And the network society is different from mass society in that mass society was always still very location driven. So if I wanted to go in the gambling industry, I'd have to move to Vegas, right? Or if I wanted to get into finance, I had to either go to Wall Street or Silicon Valley or some big financial center. If I wanted to break into the country music scene, right, I'd have to go to Nashville. But what scholars are noticing is we just don't have to do that anymore. And that's because we're no longer connected by virtue of our regions or of our spatial proximity to one another. We're now connected by virtue of the internet, right? Or what we call networks, which we're doing right now. Now, if you want to break into the country music scene, all you need is a guitar and a $100 webcam. And you can load up your videos on YouTube and Vimeo and reach perhaps even more people than you could have ever imagined of reaching through the traditional way of going through Nashville. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the band, I've brought this up, the band Journey's new singer, Arnel Pineda from the Philippines, Neil Sean, the guitarist of Journey, he discovered him on YouTube. He watched a YouTube video of this guy singing from the Philippines, and that was it. They knew they found their new lead singer. Right? This is the network society. It's a decentralized network of content creators who are no longer dependent on big media or increasingly even big tech in order to communicate. And so what this means is that decentralized content creators like what we have here on YouTube and on Parler and BitChute and a whole host of other platforms, which are really just beginning, we're the future of news. We're the future of political commentary. As the old age of big media gets increasingly replaced with independent content creators, we can only expect to see the likes of Fox News continue to implode. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And you'll definitely want to check out my latest video. We did a live feed last night on how things are exploding in Georgia today as the governor has ordered a full audit of the vote and Sidney Powell prepares to release the Kraken on Georgia. You're not going to want to miss this. So make sure to click on the link and I will see you over there. God bless.